Monday, 7:06 a.m. I assume. As usual, a chirpy smile greets me from the other side of the room as she makes her way closer to me. Kiyoko. I'm guessing she wants to head to the cafeteria. It is lunchtime after all.
Hey, I need your help.
What with? Did you forget your lunch money or something?
What? No. I want to do research. It's an important part of science. It's how discoveries are made.
Can't argue with that logic. Now get somewhat stern, Kiyoko pouts in annoyance as I continue to look on towards her, somehow holding a blush against the soft pale skin of her cheeks. What?
What?
I still can't tell what exactly is going on. You know I'm not good at science. Can't you just wait until the club? There'd need to be an earthquake for my stomach to rumble harder.
That's the thing. I want to research lunch. There's a new sandwich on the menu. I want to check it out.
What is it this time? 100% Welsh chicken? Okay, and that's research how?
Because I said so. Sheesh, you're no fun.
Doubting once again, it appears to me that Kyoko's finally starting to reveal her feisty side.
Anyway, you coming to lunch with me? We'll do the real research later.
Taking hold of my arm, Kiyoko apparently has no qualms with dragging me out of class in front of fellow students. Reflecting on the ordeal from earlier, I can't help but feel glad that I am friends with her. There's a girl before me here swaying as a result of her paced steps towards the corridor, all the while smiling as she looks back towards me. There's no way in hell she's a fraud. This is Kiyoko Ishikawa. Nothing is going to change that. Joining Kiyoko in the cafeteria, an aura of busy school life accompanied by the smell of sizzling food wafts around us as she continues to pull on my arm. I don't really know how fierce these new sandwiches are, but they're probably nothing compared to the ferocity she's doing on my wrist.
Come on, they'll be all gone otherwise.
Approaching the relatively short line for food, it doesn't take me long to grab a bite to eat, which doesn't count as an obscure reference. Rice, mixed vegetables, and curry. Doesn't get more generic than this.
I haven't eaten here in a while. I've forgotten how good the food is.
Kyoko forgetting something? That's an oddity in itself, but nevertheless, I'd always expected her to go somewhere for food. Where do you normally eat?
I bring my own.
Pulling out a small lunchbox from her bag, Kyoko gleams with joy as she presents it out to me. A cutesy pink plastic box, decorated with little pictures of flasks, atoms, test tubes, an assortment of the types of things people would imagine when you think of science. And you still brought that with you, even though you planned to eat here from the beginning? Cheeks turning a rosy shade, and she averts her eyes away from mine to almost concede the fact that she's easily embarrassed. Well, I mean, hey, maybe that was her backup plan. She was gonna be like, well, damn, there's no sandwiches, oh well. Take out my food. Like my own food. Her cute side shining through, well, shining through her normal cute side.
I was thinking we can share it later.
Ooh.
I'm not made of money. Only oxygen, carbon, that sort of stuff. Buying food is expensive.
You know, I relate to you. I'm usually broke. Too broke to buy food for school. That sort of stuff. I can't help but feel I've avoided a detailed explanation of the composition of the human body. In any case, Kyoko's cheeks still cling to her reddish complexion, as she finally lowers her head and eyes now facing toward to address me.
I used to get food here a lot. With her.
What, Naomi? Almost flinching at her name, Kyoko regresses back to a state of woe as only introduced to him merely days ago. Embraced Friday afternoon light, letting her feelings out to me in our very club room. What's the deal with you and her anyway, if you don't mind me asking? Tiptoeing around the issue isn't going to solve our problems. I'd probably break her to know that I've heard it all from Naomi behind the scenes, but I came into this with a goal, to make her happy. Whatever I think of Naomi, whatever definitions we give each other, none of that matters. Kyoko's happiness, in turn, is my own. Joining the club would have been a mistake otherwise. I'm not even into science. Averting her eyes once again, Kiyoko molds in silence as her teeth sink down into her almost glossy lips, a sign of contemplation.
I'm not ready to tell you.
Alright then, keep your secret.
Teardrops hanging upon her eyes, the girl before me takes on and yet another new tone. Show me the truth she's locked deep within her heart.
It's just painful to think about.
Whenever you're ready, I'm ready. As hard as it is, coercing her into a position to talk about her problems is ultimately the only way to address this problem. To show her the bonds which she's missing, the feelings she's hiding from herself. It wouldn't be like being invited to her house to dinner, only to have her unleash her thoughts upon me. Giving her the simplest solution to tackle the hardest problem is the only right way through this.
It's not like I don't want to.
A quiet and gloomy voice, yet one strangely warm. Despite her unique personality, at the heart of it, Kiyoko is, of course, an ordinary girl. Her and Naomi, they're the same. Hurt. Feelings of the past dictating their futures. Part of me just wants to find Naomi and make them tell each other about how they really feel, but within me, I know it'll be harder than that. Plus, I don't want to start any weird rumors. I'm sure Naomi gets shipped with enough people already.
We should finish up. Lunch will be over soon.
You're right. Still, the feelings within me can't be contained for much longer. I want to help her. I want to see her adorable smile once again. Alright. She ain't ready to tell us yet. Except for the same scenario as before, spending time with Kiyoko in the city, I can't help but feel that sense of deja vu well within my mind. Try to go about this with that nagging thought of her fixing my disheveled relationship with Naomi at the back of my head. Really, despite Naomi's pressure, I really would rather just have fun with her. Kiyoko, as evident as she's proved it to be, really does find hanging out fun. I wouldn't want to ruin it for her. When she's ready to forgive Naomi, she'll set it about it herself. The feelings inside her will come to fruition. For as long as we know each other, maybe it'd come as a surprise for us to be this close. Yes, I can't complain. Rather, I'm enjoying it. Having set up with her on this trip, I really do feel like we're becoming better friends. Yet there's still unanswered questions left on my mind. Okay. Yeah, sorting the bonds. Yeah, Carrie's not here.
This tastes great.
I succeed to watch her. Kyoko's eyes meet mine as she returns a gaze of conviction.
You wanted to know about Naomi, right?
Okay, so she's telling me now, I think, right? So is it really that obvious? Just a little bit is all. Okay. Let's just see what happens here.
Really?
It's just because she's quite popular with being the track star. But we don't need to go into it. Kiyoko too is quite famous around the school. Having a smart girl be at odds with a sporty one, it's quite cliche.
Right.
I know I said I was gonna choose the choices I didn't do, but for this one, I don't think it's gonna help us to get to Kiyoko's ending, so we're gonna have to choose the same thing for this. I think in another part though, I will once again go through all the choices I didn't choose and just see if the dialogue's different. Anyway, we're gonna support Kiyoko again, skip all of this. Okay, we're actually back to this now. Yeah, I tried this earlier, but then I realized it wasn't all the way back. Let's do, maybe you should try harder. Maybe you should try harder.
What makes you say that?
Skip. Oh, okay. Same thing. Whoa, it is a lot. Okay, a lot of this is the same. A Sundari. Okay. I've been with Kiyoko not long ago. It's strange to think about how far we come together. Yeah. Oh, okay, so it was just Chito say again on the phone. So nothing changes on that part. Just say being like, hey, is this Pete's Palace? But, hey, yo, who the hell is this? I got the loser's number. Can hardly say I've ever been excited for the club, yet it would be a lie to say that I don't enjoy going there. From roping me into an almost puppy dog manner, to casually spending our days together, being with her in itself was enjoyable. The thoughts of what life must have been like for Kiyoko, between splitting from Naomi and meeting me, I can't help but feel happy for her. A warmth at the depths of my heart. Alright. Oh, okay, now we're on to the speaking part. Wait on. Play the voice line.
Don't understand.
Of course I understand. Oh my god.
Footsteps ring out sharply, filling the room with sound as Kiyoko's voice echoes throughout. Oh, okay, so there is a difference in this one. The roles are reversed. So, instead of Naomi running out, it's Kiyoko this time. Okay, I did not expect that, I'll be honest.
Don't just stand there. Go. I'll be fine.
Okay, and also another difference, we don't make a choice here on if we stay with Naomi or go after Kiyoko. We just go after Kiyoko. Straight up. Alright,
I guess I've lost it a bit since then. Huh. We don't do much running in the science club, do we?
Kiyoko.
Do you want to hear the truth? Or do you just want me to keep lying to you?
Turning to face me, Kyoko's face remains stained with tears as she continues to weep. Her sharp breath cutting between her cries and sniffles as she stands ahead, no longer the cheerful girl I've become so accustomed to. Kiyoko.
Please.
The truth, then. Letting out her feelings to me, Kiyoko wipes away the tears dripping from her cheeks as she continues with a ragged breath. Her cries now muffled by nervousness as she tries to gather herself. Her past now before her as she faces it head on.
I've told you before, right?
Without any introduction for myself, Kiyoko continues forward with strained breaths, buttering out the words held at the back of her mind.
I used to be on the athletics team.
The story is so familiar, yet the sight of Kiyoko still strains my heart as she bats her eyes away, tears welling beneath them.
I was good too, but you wouldn't let me run anymore. She wouldn't let me race. She ruined it for me. Do you really think I can forgive her? She was such a friend, but...
Pained history welling up through anger as Kiyoko turns away, tears once again flowing from her eyes as they drop to the ground. Shattering like glass as I watch them fall, starved for words as my mouth remains ajar, heart beating in agony as I watch her suffer. Alone in a cold, vast world.
She sabotaged the other runners, and they blamed it on me. I was banned from the team. Do you see why I can't forgive her? Even though...
Kiyoko. A heartbroken girl before me. Whether stepping in now is right or not isn't the question. It's whether I want to. Seeing her like this, clothes stained with tears as she tucks her head into her hands. I don't want her to be alone anymore. Maybe it wasn't like that.
But the other members, they were jealous. They pressured her to get me out of the club. Why else would she do it? I thought she was my friend. I thought you were my friend.
I am your friend. That's why I can't see you hurt like this. Glaring towards me with her anger now spiraling out of control, all I can do is tell her the truth. Naomi's truth. My truth. Do you really think she'd come back for you? Do you think that she'd want forgiveness if she didn't miss you? I don't know what went on in your lives, how close you two really were, but I sure as hell know that Naomi still wants you in hers. How painful is it for her, for you? She just wanted you to win because you were her friend. Surely you can give her that chance. A moment of silence resting between us, Kiyoko looks to the ground as her breathing settles softly. Her prior anger dissipated as she loses herself in her thoughts.
You really think so?
Her voice strained, Kiyoko looks back towards me, cheeks damp with tears and eyes reddened. A complete contrast to her usual cute and upbeat allure. Of course I do. Naomi is hurt too. I don't think she can forgive herself either. You were best friends after all. Her breathing now settled, Kiyoko wipes her cheeks once again as her fingers glisten, covered in tears. It's not a beautiful sight, yet seeing her regain some form of composure is reassuring in the least. Finishing her brief pause, she aims her eyes towards me once again, lost for the remaining teardrops as she slowly parts her quivering, flushed lips.
I'll think about it.
Forgiving someone is hard, but for her not to take this chance, she'll never be able to repair the torn bonds between her and Naomi. Seeing the tears trickle down her face is evident enough she's taking a step out of her comfort zone.
That...
What? That's kind of weird. What?
Thank you.
In a flash, I find myself within Kyoko's embrace as she takes me in her arms, a warm breath against my ears as she nestles her tear-soaked face into my neck. I think this text is similar too, except just replaced with Kiyoko. What? Stumbling back on my shoes and my own words. Kiyoko falls closer to me as we fall back before regaining balance.
I'm hugging you. What do you think I'm doing?
The feeling still somewhat foreign as she brushes against me, her hair stroking my face as her words cross the thin gap to my ear. I've never had a girl this close to me before.
You don't have to say it.
Speaking my words aloud, Kiyoko lets out a faint giggle, close enough to send a tingly feeling throughout my body. But why?
Because you've been here for me. means a lot. So, I wanted to thank you.
With her breath in my ear, cheeks still moist with her prior tears and her warmth against my own, I can't help savor the moment as Kiyoko trails off into silence, seemingly enjoying it herself. The fruity citrus smell of her shampoo meeting my nostrils as her head rests nuzzled against my neck. I could get used to this.
Anyway.
Breaking our brief embrace, Kiyoko looks away timidly, wiping off a few tears still clawing against her pale skin as her previous frown is nowhere to be found. Her lips now curled upward in a cute endearing smile, one I've been longing to see.
It might take some time, but I'll try it. I'll try to accept her.
Peering off into the distance, Kyoko's eyes part from my own, briefly giving me a chance to observe her once again. This girl, now complacent in the spring breeze as her rosy cheeks began to dry in the evening air, is one of a kind. With her silky hair fluttering in the breeze, she finally returns my gaze, matching it with yet another smile.
Do you want to walk home together?
I don't see why not. Having left Naomi behind in the clubroom, I can't help but feel her eyes from the window above, overlooking the schoolyard and what seems to be the start of an emotional reunion. Both now ready to start the process of welding their broken bonds back together. Keep saying the wrong words. I'll just have to message her later, flinging back on our embrace. All that's on my mind now are thoughts of Kiyoko. Thoughts I can't bear to shake. Alright. We're getting closer and closer to the ending. Because I assume it's going to be the similar thing, except, the roles reversed, where it's like, are we going to accept Naomi's feelings, or are we going to reject her? But, yeah, let's see what we do now. Oh, because you've been here for me, it means a lot.
So, I wanted to thank you. Anyway. It might take some time, but I'll try it. I'll try to accept her.
Wait, I don't think that was there before. I think, the background is wrong. That's the only thing. It's the one detail I can, make out. Oh, call Naomi. Naomi, pick up. No, I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna do it.
What do you want?
Skip again. Wait, oh, I was just a bit set back on your sudden arrival, that's all.
It's cool, you're a cool dude. Most of the other guys in the gym are a bit jealous, you know?
I don't know why I can't skip these, but the dialogue is exactly the same. And off he goes. How are you feeling?
Alright.
Alright, skip again. Oh, it said this.
I like spending time with you.
I don't know why, when it goes to this dialogue right here, I guess it kind of just inadvertently skips over the actual voice line. Message Kiyoko or Naomi. Does it feel wrong? I have not been texting Naomi the whole time.
Wow!
Alright, let's do it. I don't think, the choice will matter here, hopefully. At least it won't make a big impact to the whole story. Oh, how are you? Now that you messaged me. JK, well, thanks for earlier. Oh, it's okay. But, okay means a lot. It still makes me wonder, now what's gonna be the difference with Kiyoko's scene? I don't know if she'll do the confession scene like Naomi. Where we meet and she's suddenly like, so anyway, I like you a lot, will you please go out with me? Some good jazz like that. Oh, either way, it's nice to see Kiyoko like this. It's admirable and kind of way cute. There's so much. Oh. If it'd make you feel better, I can go get Naomi while you stay outside. I know it's hard for you.
I'll be fine.
Okay, that text was the same. Wait.
I have a better time in the club anyway. Especially with you.
The blush coating her otherwise pale skin is enough to tug at her own heartstrings. As she stared towards the ground sheepishly. That's a given though, isn't it?
Of course. Anyway, speaking of science.
Yeah.
Still, what makes you think I need your help pressing a button?
Because you couldn't reach it.
You didn't even give me a chance to try, you ass.
I'm pretty sure I gave you more than enough time. I knew you wanted those biscuits anyway.
No, that wasn't aggressive enough. Anyway, how was your weekend?
You're right, wasn't aggressive enough. She had to go. Hoof!
Anyway, I really have to go. So, I'll see you later.
Okay, so that's done. During our focus to Kiyoko just as she finished up with her notes, a similar smile sits on her face, graced by sunlight as, yeah. Okay. It's fascinating to watch her. It's fascinating to find myself liking her. That part was different. Very different.
There. Done.
Done what?
She's done with her notes, idiot.
Yeah, idiot.
You don't have to join in. Letting out a laugh, Naomi's eyes are brought to tears as she wipes them away with nothing shy of a grin on her face. Okay.
I guess you could say we're finished for the day. I'm glad you enjoyed the club.
I did. I had no idea what you were doing, but it was fun.
I'm glad.
Kiyoko looked shyly towards the floor, almost to distract us away from her embarrassed expression. Yeah.
Of course we are. I didn't come all this way here for
This
nothing.
text seems the same. It won't let me skip it, so whatever. You mean your club duties?
What do you think I meant?
Are you sure it's okay to just abandon your position as club captain? Don't you have stuff to do?
It'll work out, but
We got
you're right. People are probably looking for me. I should probably head back and sort some stuff out.
It was nice having you. You'll come again, right?
Of course. I'm a member after all.
With a smile, Kiyoko sees Naomi off as the two head towards the door. The evening light from the window keeping me company before she quickly heads back inside. So, you enjoyed it, right? Kiyoko ponders with her sight towards the floor, taking a moment to answer as she indulges in a brief moment of silence.
Of course.
Resting her lab coat on a nearby chair, she moves to take a seat atop a small desk in the corner of the room. She looks sad. Oh, okay. So this is some cutscene art. Is everything alright? Perched upon a desk, Kiyoko takes hold of her knee as a woeful expression coats her face. Almost basking in the silence, it takes her a while to respond as she looks towards the floor.
Things couldn't be better. Really.
Then what's wrong? I thought things went well today.
They did. It's not about that. It's just, you know about the labeling theory?
I'm not familiar. Holding herself tighter, Kiyoko adjusts her position on the desk, still keeping the same pensive look on her face. Her eyes glisten under the ambient light, a sign of her emotions coming to fruition.
People, they thought I was smart, gifted, reserved, and shy, but it's not really like that. I try my hardest. I'm just a normal girl.
With a clear strain to her voice, Kiyoko looks back towards the floor, her emotions continuing to grip her as she remains in thought. Despite what she says, it's not going to stop me from speaking up. No matter what other people see you as, you've always been Kiyoko Ishikawa to me. That's what I think is most important. Regardless of whether you're gifted or smart, I've enjoyed being friends with you for you. Everyone else is just missing out.
Friends, there's something I need to tell you.
Looking back towards me, Kiyoko holds a timid expression, a rosy blush covering her cheeks as she stands from her position on the desk. It's clear that she's nervous.
It's best if I just say it, right?
Holding a look of conviction in her eyes, Kiyoko looks towards me yet again.
I like you.
There you go, there's a confession.
I've
She gets the art thing
felt
too.
this way for a while.
With her feelings out in the open, I remain frozen in place, the gravity of the situation seeping into my mind as Kiyoko continues to talk, closing the gap between us.
Sometimes we have to adjust our personalities to appeal to those we want to be liked by. But with you, I haven't had to do that. Thinking about you, being with you, makes my heart race. Science can't explain that.
In reality, it's pretty easy to explain. She's in love, yet it wouldn't be romantic to argue otherwise. There are some things that science can't explain, right? I think I'm in love too. I like you too, Kiyoko. Do I really need experiments and predictions to explain that? Thinking about it, the words were pretty easy to say. I like you. Coming here, I didn't expect to be making or receiving such a confession. But after all is said and done, it now feels natural. As if this entire time, there's always been a bond between us.
Really?
Her previous composure now fleeting, the cute and innocent Kiyoko now returns to the room, as a deep red blush blooms on her cheeks. Really. It's a cute look, as if being treated to the sight of cherry blossoms for the second time this year.
I'm glad.
Hey, another hug. Let's go. Stepping forward, Kiyoko takes me into her embrace. Her warmth quickly mixed with mine as the distance between our hearts continues to fleet. Taking a moment to revel in one another's presence, Kiyoko breathes against my neck as her soft hair rubs against my cheeks. Her hold on me grows tighter, pushing her soft chest further against my own. It's not something I'm going to complain about.
Until you came along, I was alone. Having you in my life has really made me happy.
Speaking with a strained voice, Kiyoko nuzzles into my neck. The damp feeling of her cheeks brushing against my skin. A clear sign she's been crying. You had Naomi though, right?
Don't ruin the moment. You know I meant in the club.
With her cheerful voice quickly returning to her, it's hard not to notice my heart beating away in my chest. I'm sure she feels the same. Well, that's true for me too. I didn't join the club for the science, and you know that.
Love is a science too. But this was my first experiment. I'm happy it was with you.
Breaking out of our embrace, Kiyoko holds an endearing smile as she looks back towards me with a blush.
I really love you.
Hearing those words is enough proof I found something through the afternoons spent in this dusty lab. From having found her alone not all that long ago, to being welcomed into her world, I'm happy. I'm glad I can be here for her.
Anyway, I guess we should start cleaning up, right?
What, don't you want to talk about her feelings some more?
Yeah, boy.
Picking up on my teasy tongue, Kiyoko smiles warmly in return.
We'll always have plenty of time for that.
Yeah, Jogging just being a tease already. Alright. We finished the club as always. Kiyoko put away her equipment and I did whatever I could to help. With such a normal routine, it's strange to think that we're now a couple. But I like it. We walked home together, and even though it was quite a detour to her house, every second was enjoyable. Our first stroll home as a couple. Things can only continue to get better. Now it's just a completely black screen. Tuesday, 12:11. I swear my battery's always half dead in this. Goddamn, Jogging, charge your phone. Heading out into the corridor. Another day's worth of fun looms on the horizon as I count down the time until club activities begin yet again. Ever since yesterday, I haven't been able to shake the thought of her from my mind. Sure, we see one another in class, but it's the special moments together that are the most enjoyable.
You go on ahead and get us a seat. I need to get something from the lab.
Why don't I just come with you?
But then Naomi will be sat there on her own.
It is what she said, but I really don't think Naomi would care all that much. Seeing as the three of us are now friends?
Huh?
Even more so in our case, Naomi will be fine on her own. I think I'm supposed to say, seeing as the three of us are now friends. But, you know, whatever.
You're late.
Lunch has only just started.
Didn't you hear me? And where's Kiyoko?
Did joining the science club give you the urge to ask questions at any opportunity?
Did being an ass give you the urge to be an ass at any opportunity? Just answer me.
She's gone to get something from the lab. She'll be here soon. Crossing her arms as if in an attempt to stifle herself from her usual Naomi goes back to staring at her lunch box intently. You wanted her to try it, didn't you?
Does that matter?
Hi, how are you?
I'm home. I'm here.
Having approached her table as her usual energized self, Kiyoko shifts to a blush, basking in the awkward atmosphere she herself created. Welcome home.
It wasn't
Taking a seat by my side, Kyoko pouts sharply towards me before returning to her usual self. Another heartwarming smile, another opportunity to send my heart racing yet again.
Anyway, look.
Pulling out a small blue box from her bag, Kyoko rests it on the table before popping its lid. A neatly made lunch inside. So you both made lunches then?
I wanted you to try it.
I wanted her to try it.
Honestly, the situation seems pretty cliched.
You can have some too, I guess.
Given the fact that it's been hard to avoid obvious stares from some of her admirers, trying her lunch is definitely, or I guess is a definite gamble. 50-50 you get killed or not by somebody. Seeing as Kiyoko asked first, and that she's my girlfriend, trying hers first seemed like the better option. Let's try Kyoko's first. Pushing her lunch in front of me, Kiyoko looks away with a blush, signaling what she wants to say without any words. Given that she's my girlfriend, it'd be rude not to try hers first. Of course I'm going to try it. Taking my chopsticks towards Kyoko's food, I watch as Naomi looks on in anguish. Clearly she's jealous that I'm trying it first. Wait on. He's eating so well. This is great, Kiyoko.
What is that?
What?
Really? I'm glad you like it.
Let me have some.
Snatching a fried dumpling, Naomi quickly gobbles it down without an attempt to even savor the flavor.
I love it.
Watching as Naomi continues to tuck in, Kyoko's face snaps from her usual smile to shock.
I need to eat too, you know.
Pulling a lunchbox back towards her, Kiyoko tucks into her food as Naomi stares towards me with a pensive gaze.
Well,
You want me to try yours too then?
don't eat too much. The rest is for her.
What about your share?
I'll think about that later.
Shrugging it off, I pick out some of her lunch with my chopsticks. Surprisingly, as I slowly eat it away, it tastes pretty good.
How is it?
It's alright.
All right.
Let me try it.
Taking some for herself, Kyoko slowly chews away at a small piece of sausage, yet still managing to keep herself cute. It's adorable.
This is great.
See? At least someone liked it.
I never said I hated it. I thought it was pretty good.
Make yourself clearer next time.
You know, because I just said, hey, it's alright. Taking her lunchbox back, the three of us continue to eat together, enjoying the opportunity to have lunch as friends.
You're looking pretty happy.
Batting an inquisitive stare, Naomi looks towards us as she sits by herself on the other side of the table. Me or her?
Both of you.
Well, after the events of yesterday, there's a lot to be happy about. I don't think telling her about it over 2 lunchboxes and a pre-packed sandwich is the best idea. About that.
Nope.
Briefly peering towards Kiyoko, she too looks nervous as her cheeks redden with a crimson tint.
I did it.
You did what?
I made it onto the national roster. I've been invited to take part in a test for the top students in the country.
This is the first I've heard of this, but it's better than I told Jong and I love him. That'd be as I'd be to tell her. Doing it over lunch in the middle of a crowded hall isn't really the best place. Congratulations?
Yeah. What he said.
Neither of you seem all that impressed.
It's just... It was obvious you'd make it on there. Right?
Correct!
Don't get me wrong. I'm happy for you. I really am.
I can't deny that. But thanks.
I'm happy for you too, Kiyoko. Wearing a raspberry, Kiyoko pouts back towards me. And I think if you listen closely to that voice, then you can actually hear the VA like literally spit onto the microphone. That was funny. You could hear the distinct noise. What was that for?
I knew you were happy. Jeez. I can tell by your face.
I'm good to hear that she can read my emotions, but that wasn't the reaction I was expecting.
At least you won't have to train as hard compared to those races. I'd love to just sit in a chair all day.
Well, clearly you don't, because you hate studying.
Wow!
Well, I don't remember telling you that.
Studying is training too. I have to work really hard for this, you know? Anyways, lunch is about to end. We should clear up.
She's right. Despite having come to an end so fast, our first lunch together as a couple sure was nice. The peaceful tranquility of friendship, now something the three of us can enjoy.
Oh, Naomi. I know what he's happy about too, but it's a secret.
Bye, have a great time.
Heading off with her bag into a mass of students leaving the hall, Naomi sits with her chin perched in her hand as she rests against the table. An eerily real look of interest steady within her eyes.
Is that so? Well, if it's a secret, there's no point in prying.
You're saying that as if you're going to pry anyway.
Me? No! It's just that, whatever it is, it can't stay a secret forever, can it? You know what Kiyoko's like.
Stepping up from her seat, Naomi too clears away her lunch before slinging her bag around her shoulder.
It's just that she seems really happy around you. Don't you think?
Is it really that obvious? Heading to my side, Naomi awaits as the funniest students out the canteen begins to stagnate. Kiyoko's feelings are truly that obvious, and hers too are just as blatant. You don't want to walk out alone? Come on then, let's go. Yeah, it's a secret. Now in this segment, when will Naomi find out? That is the question we will answer. Stay tuned for the next episode.